Hi everyone, welcome to today's video. I'm making a follow-up video to my video called Why Lethal Company Will Fail. In the video, I forgot to mention a few things that I wanted to clear out, and I wanted to make more concise in this video. So this is why I followed up this video saying why you should play Lethal Company, because I feel like in the last review that I made of Why Lethal Company Will Fail, the people didn't stay long enough to the end of the video to find out me saying that I wanted the game to succeed. I wanted the game to be better. I wanted it to come out of early access better than had ever been. I never once said in my video that I hated the developer or that I hated the game itself. I just stated the things that I disliked about the game, about being slow paced, about if you died in the first couple minutes of the game having to wait 9 minutes. Now there was a guy on my comment that made it very clear to me that the reason why people want to play that is because when they go in with a group of friends, they like watching the reactions of people dying in Lethal Company. But here's the thing that I don't understand. Nobody is going to want to play a game where you are literally with random people, and yes, you've seen the same enemies over and over recycle. Basically getting to, you need more updates to the game. And this is just a follow-up with me saying that I think the game can be amazing, and this is the reason why I think Lethal Company is a great game. And this whole video is a whole thing about why you should play Lethal Company, because I'm not trying to hate on the game. I love the game very much, and this is the first game that's ever made me really want to watch more videos about it and learn of the backstory to it. There's not been any game ever since like Dead Space, Outlast, and even like Resident Evil. These games make me want to go back and replay them over and over and over. Even Half-Life 2, a game that I still hold on the top pedestal of games. It's just a great game overall, made by a great developer, and you could tell he put a lot of time and effort into this. First off, let me start by saying all the enemies you will encounter in the game. The ones being shown on screen are some of the few enemies that you can begin the game with. My favorite one right now that at the time of making this video is the Jester. The Jester, as you can see in this picture, starts off very passive state in the top picture, with him being in a little box in his passive state. But once you aggro him, he will become in an aggressive state, and it's basically a game over if you get to a planet where this is happening. You will eat your entire team and charge at you so fast you won't know what to do. In my last video, I made a comment about the Bracken. I used to say that it was impossible to beat this guy, but now I have realized that's just not the case. It turns out just to beat this guy, all you have to do is remain contact with his eyes, and he'll try to come up behind you and snap your neck. Yes, this man will try to snap your neck, and the worst thing about it is if you're not paying attention to everywhere you're looking, you will die. For a lot of people, they think that the room that the Bracken spawns in is the place where the Bracken will drag the dead bodies. But this is just not the truth. The Bracken likes to take the bodies of crew members to a special place. Now, I don't know if this is randomly generated or not, but let me tell you, when you see something just amazing as a Bracken in the pitch black as you're running through the game, this will not only make you feel so scared, but it brings so much joy to my heart. It's just amazing. It's absolutely a great enemy in the game. Yes, the Masked. Yes, I was going to bring this up. You see, the Masked are some of my new favorite enemies in Lethal Company. They will attach themselves to a host and attack your following crew members, making for some great laughs and a great time. Honestly, one of the best enemies that they've added so far. This also is another enemy, is the little space worm, I like to call it. It will make a little grumbling noise as it's about to come out of the ground and basically make itself present by swallowing you up. It's just absolutely hilarious. One thing I do want to add to this review is that something that I would like to see in the future of Lethal Company that I would like to see. In the following picture, we see a fan art of Orbit. Now, for a lot of people, you might be wondering, how do you do this? It's not at the time of making this video possible to do this, but I wish you could be in orbit, and look at all the presidents that you are orbiting at that time and be able to step out of your ship and look at it. I feel like this would bring a lot of new perspective to the moons and be able to see what you're about to go into. Maybe if it's eclipse, seeing a red little image around the screen, or maybe if it's raining, seeing rain form around the sky. That would be really cool. Now, this is the one map I did want to touch on, which was Titan. Titan is one of the hardest maps in the game, and this is having highest member amount of people that can spawn on the map. And what I mean by that basically is that the Jester has a 12.59% chance of spawning, having a power level of 3. Now, before we go on, we need to talk about power level. Each map has a max amount of power level for it indoor and outside. The highlighted things I have in the image as of right now, you can see Titan has a max indoor power of 18, max outdoor power of 7, and a max daytime power of I don't really know what that stands for, but honestly, it's just the max indoor power, max outdoor power, meaning that you can have outdoor entities ranging from eyeless dogs, forest keepers, and earth leviathans. This can go up to a max spawn count of 8 for eyeless dogs, the 3 being a forest keeper, and the earth leviathan being a 3. The indoor being 18, well, that just means that you can get Nutcracker. Nutcracker has a 12.59% chance of spawning. If you've never met the Nutcracker before, well, it is dangerous. If you see this enemy in your gameplay, automatically run away. The shotgun he's holding in this image will kill you automatically. You do not want to be near this Nutcracker when he is aggroed. He's always going to be trying to kill you. He's very difficult to kill, and I've only encountered him once. So yes, make sure that when you go to Titan, you are prepared for this woman who is a ghost girl, and this scary monster that will eat you and kill you and suck you into his life. Now you might be asking yourself, Landon, there's a lot of enemies in this game that will kill you, and there's a lot of enemies that you can find, and there's a lot of things in this game that makes it really difficult. So for someone that's wanting to play the game, how do I really defend myself? Glad you asked, fellow viewer. There are a few things to help you in your journey. You can have this piece of crap, this shovel right here. This shovel can help you kill enemies. Some enemies are unkillable, but some are killable. You also have the stun grenade, which stuns enemies, as said in the name of it. TCP Inhaler, which will allow you to run faster and take less stamina consumption, and also make sure voice have a funny sound. Also the Zap Gun, being the most expensive out of the 4, but it can definitely show to be a very useful item, being able to stun enemies. As talked about in the last little thing I did on this game, there are a total of 8 moons you can visit. The first one being Experimentation, usually the most safe out of all 8, usually hosting not that much, with only the indoor power being 4, max outdoor being 8, and basically being a very easy place to begin for your loot. This also comes with the contrast that you will not be able to get as much loot, and also for it to not be as profitable as going to the later moons in the future. Assurance is another one. We'll take you to a desert planet. This also can be a very bad place to go if you are not really prepared to fight dogs at nighttime, which can hear you during voice chat. And also if you go during a flooded, this is basically an impossible map. You might be asking me, what does flooded mean? As stated in the Wikipedia of this game on the fandom of Lethal Company, a stormy map can consist during a thunderstorm. Conductive items laying on the ground or held by employees can acquire electric charge, which leads them to being struck by lightning after a short delay. When this happens, the item obviously begins to spark. It is strongly advised to immediately drop any sparking items and take some distance from it, as lightning strike will be fatal to employees. Now, if the map is flooded, you will go to the Rainy. Rain leaves dark patches of quicksand on the ground, posing a swift and lethal threat to the employees. It is possible to escape the quicksand by quickly running out of it if the player has enough stamina. But also, this can consist of you not being able to get back to your ship, because if the ship is already flooded, and each time the hour passes by, which is 1 minute, so there's 12 minutes for a full day because the ship leaves at midnight 12, you cannot possibly get back to your ship hypothetically if you take too long, if it's rain on the map, or if you go to a thunderstorm map carrying metal objects. You also have to worry about Eclipse. Eclipse is a thing where in the game where if you go to a map that has Eclipse, the power level goes up extremely, and will make more enemies spawn and be more lethal. To finish up talking about the moons, I don't want to spend too much time on this, but these are the last bit of the moons that you can visit. Val, Offense, which is another little map that is in the desert. March, Ren being one of the first hard maps that you will encounter, being a stormy map. Dine, also consider myself the second hardest map. And the infamous Titan. As you can clearly tell in this last picture, your ship is very close to the main entrance, but do not let this fool you. This is the hardest map, as stated before, with the max power level being 18. Another thing to point out about Titan, why it's so popular and costs so much to go, is that it can spawn up to a max of 38 scrap, making it one of the most profitable planets to go to. So I think that about covers everything that is about Lethal Company, but really I like to end it off on why people should really check out the game. In my last video I made about the game, I talked about how slow paced this game was, but really I need to make sure to tell you all something. The game is $10. I mean, for the amount of content that you get in this game, and for as much as it has in it, this game is worth picking up just for $10. If you're also worried about picking the game up for $10, G2A is another great website to check out, but honestly, I would just buy it from Steam, so you can give the full money to the developer. With that being said, there's really no reason you shouldn't pick up Lethal Company. They're already blowing out most AAA games and already showing itself that you don't have to have microtransactions in a game and loot boxes for a game to be amazing. It really does show people miss the old days of just getting into a party of 4 and going and exploring different planets. It really is just an amazing time, an amazing game. And honestly, even with the updates I talked about in the last game, enemies being unpredictable, the game being kind of slow paced, it's still a great game to pick up. So you honestly should check out Lethal Company if you haven't already. So if this video did anything for you about giving you an idea of whether you should pick the game up or not, or if you enjoyed the video of learning about some of the enemies in the game and items you can have in the Moons to explore, I would really appreciate that you leave a comment down below here. And if you enjoyed the video, why not give me a like? It literally takes 2 seconds and it helps the channel out. And if you want to see more content on the channel relating back to horror content or Lethal Company, make sure to subscribe. As always, this is Lando from the Bando giving you information up on the current games and horror games all around the globe. As always, thank you all so much from the bottom of my heart. You guys make me so happy when you respond back to my videos, and I feel like I'm getting something out of them because it always makes me feel good. And let's try to hit 10 likes on this video. If we hit 10 likes on this video, I'm gonna do something very special. Alright guys, thank you so much. As Lando from the Bando out.